Those words seem to resonate with your people.
They should. They were the first spoken unto our ancestors by the divinity of legend.
Endwalker. A journey to accept despair and suffering. We are allowed to explore varying perceptions of those concepts throughout the expansion, and the main one I want to highlight in this video is the people of Razathan. For me, their shining moment of faith and resilience resonated deeply as the despair of the final days came for their homeland. The shared dialogue of the villagers as they recount the wisdom of their faith struck a chord with me that I couldn't forget this scene.
My friends, this is a place of worship. Should your heart quake with sadness, cast your mind to the heavens and remember. Remember the teachings of the old gods. Did they not implore us to stand fast when waves of sorrow break against our shores?
It highlighted to me the importance of faith, and I don't mean in the sense of religion, but in the sense of believing in something, even if that's just yourself. A mutually shared teaching allows them to come together, to remind themselves and each other of what they believe in and that they are not alone. It is through community that we can endure. That what we consume and believe in shapes our perceptions and our reality. If you are surrounded with resilient people, then you are more likely to be resilient. If you are surrounded by people that choose to see the good in things, then you are more likely to do that too. And that means the opposite is also a potential outcome. Each person, a spark that can ignite the belief of those around us. Even if we may perceive ourselves as background characters or side characters, Matsuya shows that we have influence on those around us and vice versa. Even us, Warriors of Light, have a shared experience of playing the same story, but in completely different ways and with different perceptions on how it impacts us. The amount of times I've watched people react to moments across the whole story that I loved, to be able to see how that experience impacts them, lives up to the emotional vampire nature of many FF14 players. It's exciting to share the heights of the story, but also explore a new perception on the lows, especially to know that our personal feelings and reactions to the saddest moments of the story resonated so deeply with others too. It's important to note too that these teachings are recited from their memory. These words aren't something that they just believe. They are something so profound to them that they just know. It's like the idea that you just know when your birthday is without hesitation and with absolute certainty. It's your truth. For the Hannish people, their truth is in these words, which resonated with me too.
Know this, my children. There is more ugliness than beauty in this world. To live is to suffer. To drink of calamity and drown in anguish. To toil and be tested, always and ever.
My lived experience at this point felt as if those words were exactly what I needed to hear. It was a moment where I was able to fully create space for the idea that to live is to suffer, which was validating as it caused me to feel seen. It was a freeing moment, not because I believed tragic things will always happen, but rather to accept that they do. After a lot of pondering, it actually enabled me to open my mind more and challenge myself with the idea that if there is more ugliness than beauty, then I will strive to go out in the world and find and experience more beautiful things. A challenge that proved fruitful as I chose to see my life for what it was so far, see how the hardships made me strong, and allow myself to grow. It inspired me with courage, hope, and trust that I can navigate uncharted waters while sailing through stormy seas. Teachings from the Hannish divinities closely parallel to that of Venat's. To find the strength to continue when all strength has left you, to find joy even as darkness descends, and amongst deepest despair, light everlasting. It follows the subliminal concept of choice, that in spite of feeling like we have no strength left, we may still find that we have more than we realize. As darkness shrouds our feelings and senses, we can still look to find a silver lining, to try and find value in the experience. Even at our lowest point, we can still choose to change, and by opening ourselves up to that change, we may find the light we are looking for. It's a clear reminder that we shouldn't underestimate ourselves or give up on ourselves, because we can still choose to surpass our limits of who we are now in spite of that suffering. But what happens if it doesn't make us strong? I believe it's less about becoming strong, but more about growing and strengthening our innate ability to be adaptive. Looking back at the ancients, there was no truth of this for them because they believed in their lived paradise, a paradise that did not have space for suffering.
We can't accept it. We won't accept it. It will be ours again. A world free of sorrow.
No, it will not. For there has ever been sorrow. Mankind was but spared its biting sting for a time. So please, open your eyes. To try and reclaim those lives we lost by sacrificing yet more isn't wisdom. It is weakness.
Refusing to accept suffering in their world ironically caused them to inflict suffering on themselves. Seeking salvation through sacrifice suggests that they can accept suffering when it is in their control, but can't when it's out of their control, causing their mindset and perceptions to remain rigid. For eons did the remaining ancients seek to bring the past back to the present. So much so they evolved into beings beyond that time, beings that would have no place in that paradise had they been able to restore it. A polarizing decision opposed by Venat's acceptance of suffering's arrival. Not only does she accept suffering's sting, she accepts the flood of suffering she will bring forth. The ancients' answer is stasis, to suffer in trying to remain in a time that has ended, while Venat's acceptance and sundering allows for motion to suffer progress, that a solution will eventually be found. How does Venat and the Hannish people accept suffering where others fall to despair?
They are born of life. There's as much bad as good in it. More, many would attest. All the more reason to appreciate the good when you can.
Their resilience is born in the perception of life and not in the idea of it being due to misfortune. They understand that life is nuanced. In one moment, something can be good, yet in the next it could be considered bad. Venat sundered a world of paradise and brought tragic suffering with those actions, which many would consider a bad thing. Yet it was that decision that allowed us heroes to stop the final days, which many would consider good. When we are taught to believe and see things in binary forms as either black or white, it can keep our perceptions static and rigid. However, if we allow for a more nuanced perspective, it can allow your feelings and perceptions to move in motion, to have space to grow and change as you learn and grow as a person, to see the greyness in it all. These moments taught me that while suffering and despair do exist, we are not alone to face it. It challenges us to look for the joy and light when in darkness. Even if our wings are stripped from us, by continuing to take steps toward our goal and enduring our hardships, we can still open ourselves up to change that will help us progress. To remain in one moment forever will only cause ourselves more suffering. To be stuck in a world that is evolving beyond us. By accepting the impermanence of things we value in our lives, we can create greater gratitude for how far we have come and to more deeply appreciate the moments we have now. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and remember to rule your life.